And here we are.
And we're live.
We've been here for a while, but we're just now going live because we think we should let you guys in on our secret conversation we've been having about Invincible. I wanna start this video off if you're watching it. If you're damn, I'm playing with my hair. God. if you I want to start this video off. If you're watching it and you haven't seen the Invincible animated show yet, or you haven't read the comics yet, this isn't for you. This is gonna have a lot of spoilers in it, and I don't really want to ruin anybody's fun with that. I see bangerangs here. I don't know. If you're familiar with Invincible, you just have to have a little bit of familiarity with it to be okay. Well, I mean, we're not going to spoil like major things. If you've read the comic book, then you should know what we're talking about.
For sure.
I haven't read the comic book. But I've heard from the people that I've talked to that have read the comic book, it's pretty spot on.
Yeah.
The adaptation is pretty spot on. So Jose, let's start off. You said, how many issues have you read? You got the compendium. How many issues have you read?
I've got the compendium. I am.
Have you read up until after we've seen? Or are you still in like season 1 of what the animated show is?
It is
like
season 1, and things like it is.
How many issues is season 1? I meant like the arc, like that arc. Like, is that like 10 issues? Is that like 5 issues? Is that because the normal comic book arc would be like 6 issues maximum?
I don't know, because like I'm only like 5 issues in,
and like there's stuff. What have you seen so far in the comic?
A lot of it is straight from the comics, but it's out of order. Like he meets Adam and Eve and the team. Like before we see his father go, against the Guardians. Get nuts, yeah. Like that hasn't happened yet. He's met a couple other characters that actually we haven't come across the Guardians yet. I've only come across them like once in the first 4 issues or so. They're just mentioned.
Okay, so and, I believe their first appearance is in issue 7.
So like I'm a couple issues away then, yeah.
But that's counterproductive, because I mean, not counterproductive. That's that's different from the show, because the show, the Guardians are the first thing we see. Like we see them. They're the first things we see. They're battling the Mauler twins at the White House. Actually, the first thing we see when the show opens up is just this dude, and he's like talking about his like stepson, and he's just like, yeah,
that was John Hamm.
We're really excited to go to London, and like we're going, and it's just very basic. And we actually see him. We see them in London, I think. Later on in the next episode or so, we see them, and I think we see his son again at one point too.
Towards the end at the cemetery, yeah.
Yes. But it's just a little basic, and then we see the Mauler twins, and they're attacking the White House, and we see introduction to the Guardians of the Globe. It was pretty cool. I was really excited. Like, I hadn't read the comic book prior to. I haven't read the comic book prior to what you would. Yeah, I went into it completely fresh. Yeah. Like I knew nothing about Invincible, nothing at all. I've seen Invincible. I've seen the designs. I knew of the character. I knew nothing other than that. I didn't know. So I was like, ooh, superhero show, comic book adaptation. I'm in. And this is weird because this is probably the only Robert Kirkman thing that I've not like read. Like I've read Battle Pope, I've read The Walking Dead, obviously. I've read trying to look here. I have Die Die Die. I read that. I've read Outcast. I've read Oblivion Song. most of Robert Kirkman's stuff I've read, and this Invincible, I don't know why I never picked it up, because I guess I thought in my eyes it was just another like superhero story, and I was just like, yeah, whatever, you know. But I was wrong. This is pretty awesome. So okay,
I
we'll go
haven't
back
read.
to you.
I was gonna say I haven't read too much Robert Kirkman before. I've read a little bit of The Walking Dead. It was all right. I kind of like fell off them for a bit because the comic shop I was going to had done the signing with them, and I guess they did not get along with Robert Kirkman. They talked about how much of a jerk he was to them. I was not there, so I have no idea how accurate that is. But that kind of, when you hear stuff like that, it kind of turns you off.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I've heard from other people. I've heard from other people he's a pretty decent guy. But I've read a little bit of Oblivion Song, but like Invisible is just kind of like, it was one of those series that I've always knew of. I knew like the basic gist of it. Like I knew that it was just basically a kid going against his father. Like hopefully that's not too much of a spoiler for this.
I don't know. We're gonna spoil. Yeah. We're gonna spoil.
Yeah.
And
like I knew Omni-Man was more of an antagonist than anything going into it. And that was it. I didn't know how much of an antagonist he was. I didn't realize he was gonna be like a horrible villain. But,
so I'm just gonna do that.
Spoiler alert. There you go.
Can I make that? Is there any way I can make that smaller? Or no? Can I can do this. Hold on. It's alright. You keep talking.
No. What was I gonna say? But yeah, I just wanted to show kind of like you, mainly fresh. And I really dug the first episode so much I went online and brought the compendium #1. So that should tell you how much of an impact that episode had on me. But
how's that look right there?
There you go. I like that.
Yeah, that's awesome, right? Yeah. Okay, so the first episode awesome. We're introduced to the Guardians of the Globe, and the Guardians of the Globe, I got the wiki up here, contains, it's like it's based off of the Justice League, pretty much. We have War Woman, Darkwing, Black Samson's not involved in like the original, so we only have War Woman, Darkwing, Aquarius, Green Ghost, Martian Man, Red Rush, which is the Flash. I actually like Red Rush. He's pretty cool. From what we saw of him.
Yeah.
And the Immortal. Can't forget about the Immortal, because he is his name rings true. He is immortal. And that's one thing I had spoiled.
And he's one thing I had spoiled
for me. Yeah. So we see the Guardians of the Globe. They show up and they heroically, they save the day, as the Justice League would save the day, with the kind of help of Omni-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Omni-Man here, he's kind of like an outlier. He's kind of like a Superman type character, but he's not really officially a member of the Justice League. You know what I mean? Like he just helps them out, and like when they need it, he helps them out. He's kind of like his own superhero. Yeah. Which is cool. I mean, we're introduced to him, and then we're introduced to his son, Mark. You see them standing together. And Mark hasn't got his powers yet. And, he's like, oh shit, like Mark hasn't got his powers yet. So Mark's going to be like a normal, human teenager. But, like very quickly in the episode, Mark gets his powers. Like it's almost immediate. It's almost immediately. Like it's pretty quick. Like they go through like, hey, is he going to get his powers? Is he not going to get his powers? And then like suddenly he gets his powers.
Then he throws a garbage bag.
Yeah, he's like at work. He works at like a fast food place, and he's at work, and he like just goes to throw the trash away, and it just goes into the atmosphere. Which is pretty cool. So then he's like, oh shit, Dad, I got my powers today. So he starts training with his dad, and he goes to get his superhero suit, which is really fun because the guy voicing the superhero suit maker, like the seamstress or the streamster. Mark Hamill. which is awesome. Okay,
he's
that's
the
one
tailor,
thing.
yeah.
That's one thing I want to talk about. And I'm probably going to talk about it for each individual character. But the voice cast for this show is pretty damn
On
good.
point.
We have the main
Pretty damn
character,
good.
Mark Grayson, Invincible. He is voiced by Stephen Yeun. Is that how you pronounce that? And then, yeah, I think so.
I think
Stephen
so.
Yeun.
I'm not 100% sure. Yeah.
I love him. You might remember him from such shows as The Walking Dead.
I never watched Walking Dead, so
in such movies as Mayhem. And he was in an episode of The Twilight Zone that was really cool. He's phenomenal. He's such a good actor. Like every character he does, he gets into. It's amazing. You haven't seen The Walking Dead. His portrayal of Glenn in The Walking Dead is like spot on. That's one of those comic book adaptations that's just like perfect. You know what I mean?
nice.
Of a character that it's just perfect. Glenn is, Stephen Yeun. Stephen Yeun is Glenn. Just like Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Negan is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Nails it. But anyway, I think his voice, and it's not just his voice alone, it's his reaction to everything and the way he is and the way he talks, and his portrayal of Mark Grayson through voice is just incredible. I thoroughly enjoyed it all the way through.
It's a lot of emotion in there.
And then we have
a lot of emotion, a lot of teenage angsty here and there.
Then we have his like best friend on
Adam
and
Eve.
off again. Love, will they, won't they? You know what I mean? They have sort of like a will they, won't they kind of relationship that I think we're gonna see more of. But Adam Eve is voiced by am I gonna say this right? Is the question.
What's her name? I know. I want to say Britta Perry, but that's the character from Community.
It is Britta Perry. There's a scene in like the first episode where Eve is like slamming the locker. She's like talking, and then she slams the locker and walks away. And I'm like, that's just Britta. But it's Gillian Jacobs. Gillian Jacobs. She, you might know her from such things as Community. And I saw her in a Twilight Zone episode recently, bringing it back to that again. But yeah, anyway,
She's been in a few other like small roles here and there. On like, she was in a Netflix show called Love, I think.
Love.
That did pretty well.
I don't watch.
Yeah, I think it was called Love.
Yeah. So anyway, going back to Mark, he develops his powers, and Omni-Man starts training him. Because he wants to be a superhero, just like his dad. So that goes pretty well, I guess. He gets his, iconic suit, and, he thinks his dad's the hero and everything's going good. And then at the end of the episode, spoiler alert, this Omni-Man character here, and you begin, like, you really like him up until the ending of the first episode. Like he's like, oh, all right, it's Clark Kent, He's even like a nerdy writer, like when he's like not Omni-Man. He's got his like own secret life and everything. It's really wholesome up until he just claps the shit out of all the Guardians of the Globe. It's brutal. It's brutal. He pretty much think of if Superman went evil and just murdered, just eviscerated the Justice League. The worst one, in my opinion.
But actually done right.
Yeah. The worst one, in my opinion. And this is mad spoilers. He kills every single Guardians of the Globe. Every single one of them he kills. And he doesn't say a single word while he's doing it. It's bloody. It is bloody. And my favorite one would probably be Red Rush. When he kills Red Rush.
I agree. I like that one. I like the way he kills what was the Aquaman equivalent again? I can't remember.
Aquarius. He's just a fishman.
Aquarius.
He's just like a fishman.
Yeah,
I like the fishman.
But I just love that he didn't talk. He didn't need to talk at all. They were all beneath him. I just love that. Really
and like before they died, they showed before they died, they all got like this signal, right? It was set up very, very like convincingly. They got like this signal, and to get called back to the Hall of Justice or whatever their equivalent is. And so it showed a little bit of their personal lives, you know, before they were like, oh shit, I gotta go. You know what I mean? So it showed a little bit of each of their personal lives, and then it just like they just all get murdered. And then in the next episode, when they're mourning, you know, the Guardians of the Globe, and Omni-Man gives a speech. He's the one that gives a speech at like their funeral for them. And I'm just like fuming the entire time, you know? Because at that point, nobody suspects Omni-Man. Nobody.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
In that second episode, after watching the end of the first one, did you have any possibility like doubt that it was him? Did you think it was possible that he was mind controlled? I know that's a topic later about the show. I don't think he might have been mind controlled.
At first, yes, I was like Mark. You know, that was my first thought. I was like, nah. There's gotta be a reason. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But as you go on, you see that he's just kind of a dickhead. There's this theme of like responsibility that he's trying to teach Mark throughout the series. He's like, you have to do what you have to do what you have to do. You know, you have responsibilities. You have to do what needs to be done. He always says that. But
and it's the word what needs to be done, not should be done, but what needs to be done.
Yeah, J.K. Simmons voices Omni-Man. Such pretty great good voice for Omni-Man.
That was a good catch on him.
So nobody knows it's this dude Omni-Man. He's crazy evil and he's killing everybody. And after a little bit, after he started talking about the Viltrumite Empire and stuff, I kind of started putting two and two together. Because there's a point where he marks with the new Guardian. Is it the new Guardians of the Globe or is it team? And he's trying to stop the alien. You know, the aliens that age. They like age really fast in our time. And remember when Omni-Man goes through and destroys them, and he tells the guy that Earth he's like, Earth is not yours to conquer.
And he destroys them too. He just wrecks that place.
That sentence right there is like what confirmed it. Like he was, you know, an alien invader and not
it's
like
his to control. Yeah.
Yes. That those words, he says, Earth is not yours to conquer. It's pretty good. Pretty good stuff. I don't know what episode that is. So moving forward in the timeline.
That was 2.
Was it?
2. Yeah, that was the second episode.
Moving forward in the timeline a little bit, we get the new Guardians of the Globe. We get Robot, we get Adam Eve, which she's kind of on and off again with the Guardians of the Globe. We get Rexplode, we get Duplicate, we get Shrinking Ray, and we get Monster Girl. And Black Samson, the original Black Samson. He comes back and rejoins the Guardians of the Globe. And then he gets beat so hard he gets his powers back. There's like this big tiger thing. There's like this big tiger cat man with like a mace, and he just like he completely annihilates the new Guardians of the Globe. And after that episode, I was like, they did it again.
There are 2 things about that episode I want to bring up.
I don't even know what episode that is.
I want to bring up. What is that? That is like episode 5, I think, like 4 or 5. But
so
that tiger thing, he's in there for like, yeah, that tiger thing. He's like my favorite villain so far. Dude, I just love that. I just want to see.
Where is he at? He can get Omni-Man like a run for his money.
He can. I think he can.
Like he beat the shit out of like.
He beat it like it was nothing, and I just love that line. He's like, "I'll be back when there's something worthy of a challenge," you know.
Like, he's coming back. He was at the end of the thing. So anyway, we have
definitely going to be back in.
We have the new
other
Guardians
thing about
of the
that
Globe.
episode I love, which goes. Okay.
What was that?
Sorry.
No, all right.
No. I was
All
just
right.
gonna say.
All right, so we have the new Guardians of the Globe, which Robot, voiced by Zachary Quinto, and we have Jason Mantzoukas as Rexplode. I love Jason Mantzoukas. I just love hearing his voice
Perfect
come
touch.
out of. I love seeing him in anything. He's just awesome. We have Gray Griffin as Shrinking Ray and Monster Girl.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed that she voices two guys. I knew it right away. I was like, why is Daphne voicing two characters in this? I every time I hear her voice, it's like default Daphne. You know what I mean? Like that's Daphne.
Yeah.
But as I was talking to Jose earlier, all the original Guardians of the Globe, they were voiced by members of the Walking Dead cast. Lauren Cohen, Sonoqua, Martin Green, Chad Coleman. We like Chad Coleman. He does he plays Tyrese, and he also voices Coach from Left 4 Dead, and he also voices the guy that's playing the flute all the time in Wolfenstein, the game we're playing on Twitch currently. He's always playing the flute at the Nazis. It's funny. It's funny. Yeah, so they all voices the original Guardians of the Globe, which Michael Kudlitz voices Red Rush. That's another good one. Yeah. Seth Rogen shows up as a character. We have Walter Goggins as Cecil Stedman. He voices the director of the GDA. He's kind of like a Nick Fury character. He's just like a really like sadistic Nick Fury. He's like the whole time I'm just thinking, damn, he's the only guy that's doing like what needs to be done to try to stop Omni-Man. Like he just throws everything at this guy that he has under his think if Nick Fury was going against
or something like that.
No, I think Nick Fury's going against like Superman with just a bunch of basic heroes, that aren't really heroes, just like basic abilities, and they're not really like fully trained. So he has to rely on like his technology and stuff. At one point, he, summons a kaiju to take down Omni-Man, which is pretty crazy. I'm down for kaiju fights.
Pretty cool.
No matter what they're in. Crazy. Yeah, like kaiju fights are pretty awesome. Yeah, Ezra Miller shows up. Yeah. That's what I said, Aliko. That
that's a good one. I like that.
That's what I said
he's
when
I
was talking to Ash about this, and I was like Nick Fury, and I was like Cecil's kind of a blend between Amanda Waller and Nick Fury. You know what I mean? He's like really fucked up in the things he does, like Amanda, but he has good reasons to do.
But he does it for the.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I like Cecil. I just keep thinking every time I hear his voice, Walter Goggins, I just keep thinking of especially when Britta's on like the same, like Britta, especially when Britta's in like the same scene. Do you remember that episode when of Community when Pierce died? And he was like bequeathing everybody like his gifts, and he's like, and here's your sperm.
He's the lawyer. Yeah.
He's like giving everybody their sperm. So like every time he shows up, I'm just like, when the scene is like done and he finishes talking, I'm like, and here's your sperm. I did that throughout the entire show. It was funny.
That was a good episode too.
Yeah, that was a really good episode. But anyway, I'm just kind of going off the rails here. I don't really have any specific topics to talk about Invincible. I really want to know what you thought about everything as a whole. Like what were your favorite parts? What were your least favorite parts? Were there any like, did anything not jive with you?
Most it was a lot of it was like a typical superhero origin story. but it didn't seem like forced. It didn't seem like unoriginal. It was like a take of the origin story, like, kid gets his powers, he's trying to balance superhero and school life, he's being a shitty boyfriend, bad boyfriend.
I like when the bully,
which is,
I like when the bully like comes up to him, like he beats the shit out of him one day, and then like he comes up to him the next after he gets his powers, he just like punches the hell out of him, and he's like just standing there not moving. He just like punches him so much where he just gives up, and he's like, "You're crazy, man!" and he just runs away. I like that. That was that was funny.
I like that. I like two of my favorite things is two of my favorite things are like going back to that episode where they all get the shit beat out of each other by the Tiger Man. While Grayson's going unconscious, he sees his body floating in the sky, just looking all disappointedly at him, and that is probably my favorite thing throughout the entire series. I think.
I know.
It just sums up everything about the show.
His goddamn dad was watching him get murdered.
Yeah, and did nothing.
He said it at the end.
I just love.
He said it at the end. The Viltrumites, the Viltrumites, only the strong survive in their society. If you're not strong enough to survive, you don't survive. Pretty much. Like he admits that at the end of the episode. He said they had a big war where they just like pretty much murdered each other, and like the strongest came out on top.
Yep.
That's how they did things. It was a pretty bloody scene too. I'm like, this character looks cool. Nope, they got cut in half. Oh, this character looks cool. Nope, they got cut in half.
She looks cool. Oh, decapitated.
It's pretty bloody. There's a lot of things that are just like, wow, like the counter kill when Omni-Man like pushes the guy and the counter splits him, like the kitchen counter splits him in half.
Oh, have you seen the trails coming out? Oh god, that was brutal.
It's pretty brutal. It's not like a superhero show for kids. That's for sure. Definitely not.
The way he kills Immortal, what he does to Immortal Man at the end of the fifth episode?
Yeah.
6th episode.
Oh, Immortal comes
puts
back.
His hand through his chest, and
he's like,
when Immortal comes back, that's all he goes. But
he like lives through all of his life,
part of it.
and like in one of them he was Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got that. It was so quick. It was so quick, but he was Abraham Lincoln. That was and he saw me, man. I love that. It was funny. And then at the next episode you just see like it's like a nice peaceful field, and then all of a sudden blood just goes everywhere and Immortal falls down.
Just like his body halves just fall down.
He'll be back. We haven't seen the last of him yet.
The one thing I liked about the show is the subplot with Robot and the clones.
I like Zachary Quinto, so I don't like how he's like not in it now because he only voiced the robot.
Yeah. Well, he still is able to control the robot, so he might still have to come back for a few scenes here and there.
The last episode had a theme of humanity that I really liked. I was like, listen, this show, I watched it last night. This is all new. That's why we're talking about everything right now. We haven't got to talk. I wanted to wait until it was over to talk about everything. And I was going to come on here with Jose and be like, it's time to nerd out. We're going to talk about everything in whatever random order we can think of. Like, I don't even care. What was I going to say?
What were you going to say?
I don't know what I'm going to say, honestly. Immortal. We were talking about Immortal. Immortal's pretty cool.
The clones. I like the clones a lot.
The clones. Yeah. The robot was actually like this dude living in like a jar thing. I don't even know. Like they didn't They didn't really explain it a lot. Robot wanted to be not a robot, you know. It was the whole Pinocchio thing. He was like, I want to be a real boy. And so he becomes a real boy, and it's just a younger Zachary Quinto. Oh, not Zachary Quinto, but Jason Mantzoukas.
I think.
So why are you kidding me?
Honestly. I love that scene, by the way. The whole scene where he's like, "You're ruining my childhood," and it was already.
I like him. He's so many good quotes. Your dad's Omni-Man? I take everything I said about you, and that way I said a lot. I love him. He's funny.
But I think they did explain the robot story really well. I thought it made sense. What are you gonna say?
A lot of cliffhangers, you know. If it was like one continuous, like, I don't know. That's the only thing that didn't really jive well with me was the robot stuff. I feel like they didn't really explain it too good.
I love the robot stuff, actually. So.
Maybe that was just
like
me.
I got that he was like. I mean, I thought I got it. I understood it. I liked it, but
I like Mark's love life. That's pretty cool. He's got
typical for a superhero kid too. Like
he's got typical, you know, Peter Parker love life, and then like he's like trying so hard to like hide his identities, but it's obvious that everyone around him knows that he's invincible. But nobody knows that.
Can I ask you a question?
What's up?
The episode where they go visit the college. She gets what really gets her mad at Mark is when he bails out on helping them to become invincible. However, you find out in the next episode that she knows that he's been invincible all along.
Yeah, she's like, duh, I knew for like 2 months. And he's just like,
but she got mad at him for...
Yeah, but she got mad at him for being an asshole.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he was an asshole. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, he's not a very kind person. He doesn't know how to juggle his priorities, as any superhero does, and he finds out that he can't, you know, can't be a superhero and, you know, have a love life. It's very hard. We've, you know, so many characters have gone through this, and, you know, look at Spider-Man. I keep coming back to Spider-Man because he's the one that, you know, everybody thinks of when you think about like hide and secret. I'd be in a secret superhero identity, and, you know, hiding it, and, you know, trying to have a love life with, you know, people you love and your family and everything. And it's really hard to juggle, and a job. He has a job too. Mark immediately quit his job when he got his powers. He's like, yeah, I'm done working. He's like, screw this. But like Peter, you see Peter constantly juggling jobs. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't just have his job as a photographer. Yeah, he's just constantly in financial crisis.
Yeah,
and that's something that people really like about Spider-Man. Yeah. Okay, so I want to move away from.
Spider-Man.
I want to move.
That's what I like about Marvel too.
I want to move away from Invincible, and I want to find out what you've been reading. Like, I'm not gonna show my pull list because I already did that in a video, but I would like to see yours. And we don't really get a chance to do that when we have like somebody on that we're talking to about their book and stuff, because we want to take that time, and, you know, we want to talk to them about their book, and, you know, we don't want to talk about like other people's books. You know what I mean? So like we don't really get to share that. We don't really get to share that when we have other people on. So, you know, I thought now would be a pretty good time for you to show me the books.
Well, I got a lot this week. Some of the ones I've read already. Better best thing from Marvel right now, I think.
Silk?
I don't know if you Silk is really good. I do like Silk a lot. That is
that's what I thought you were gonna say.
One of the best.
I have that right there.
Oh no. Yeah, Better Ray Bill is definitely the best thing from Marvel right now. Silk is up there, probably.
Why is
It's the
Beta
best
Ray
fighter book
Bill?
in my opinion so far.
No, wait, why is Beta Ray Bill the best? Explain yourself. You can't just say that. I've never read it. I don't know anything about Beta Ray Bill. It's emotional.
It's such an emotional story, and it's one I relate to because like the first issue is about him trying to like, oh, God damn it. It's about him like being disgusted with his outer self, and he's trying to revert. He's like the last of his kind. He's an outsider. He's a strong warrior, but he gets outshone by Thor all the time. He can't, be with his love because she finds him repulsive. Not his inside repulsive, not his heart repulsive, but like his form. It's hard to be with, and he's just like on this search to find Odin to try to create a new weapon that will allow him to go back to his humanoid form so he can actually be happy with who he is, with who he truly is. And the art. There's one piece of art I need to show you here.
It's a love story.
It's more of a self story than love, but like look at the detail of this ship.
Oh,
I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, I can see that. That's pretty nice.
And where is it? My favorite part. I've got to look for it. Where's the worshippers? There are people worshiping here that I think you'd really appreciate. Oh, here, right here. Someone is worshiping Jack Kirby.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I see that. Oh my God,
a really cool Easter egg.
That's actually really cool.
And one more thing, another I don't want to give away the story, but just look at that splash.
Very nice cosmic art.
And so it's really
I like
some cosmic art, and
I like cosmic art. I really dug the Cosmic Ghost Rider. That stuff I really enjoyed. Who's the artist on Beta Ray Bill?
But it's the same as the writer, Daniel Warren Johnson. He writes and does the art.
Oh yeah, I like his stuff. That's cool.
He did for DC. He did a Wonder Woman story recently that was pretty good.
Yes, he did. He did Dead Earth. Dead Earth.
Dead Earth. That's it. Yeah.
It's the one where Wonder Woman wakes up and she steals the skeleton Batman's bat belt and goes about saving the world from apocalypses. I don't know. I didn't finish it. So a funny thing happened. And I never really said anything because sometimes I'm scared about confronting people. You know what I mean? And especially when I'm new to a place. That was coming out when I was first going to my new LCS, and I had subscribed to it and I got the first 2 issues, but after that I just stopped getting them. And I never said anything, so I never got the last 2 issues of that. So I'm gonna eventually just order the hardcover copy.
That sucks.
Because I might as well. It happens sometimes, especially when you're new to a comic shop and they're just trying to get your pull list down. It's whatever. I never made a big deal about it because it wasn't like at the top of my list to read. But I really did enjoy what I did read. I liked how they had the 7x8? Is it or 7x6?
Yeah.
The really wide ones, the really wide comics. Yeah, I really like them. You can fit a lot of cool art on them. Like, I don't know. I just look. It's like I'm looking at a magazine. Comic book isn't quite a magazine, but that takes it to a magazine level.
It takes it to magazine level, and we talked about this for a second. But Silk, this is a damn good book. I love this.
I like Silk.
I love this series. So
I don't know if you've ever seen my Silk cosplay.
I think you shared it. It's pretty on spot. It's pretty on point.
I'm a big Silk fan. She's probably my favorite spider person other than Jessica Drew. Sorry, I love Jess.
I love Jess too. Jess is my favorite too. So yeah. But the only thing I always found creepy about Silk Oh, I like that statue.
Hell yeah, I have a Marvel statue. Everybody thinks I hate Marvel because I never talk about Marvel. It's like I don't hate
No,
Marvel.
Marvel has some good stuff.
I'm just not
I've
reading
seen you talk
Marvel
about Marvel.
books currently. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing I'm really
Well,
into as I look at my Marvel books.
I think you get a good kick out of Better Ray Bill, and I'm glad you're reading Silk because that is definitely the best ongoing Spider title.
My Marvel books include Silk. I read Marvel. Look! What's the next one going to be? I bet you can't guess. I bet you can't guess what the next one's going to be.
From Marvel, Black Cat, maybe. That is another good. Oh, Alien.
Alien. And then there's one more.
There's
one more. There's one more. I like my symbiotes.
Carnage, of course.
I like my symbiotes.
I like symbiotes too.
And I also like anthologies.
And I like Carnage.
And I also like Chip Zdarsky.
Zdarsky.
Chip Zdarsky. Even though Chipper, if you're watching, I'm sorry, I unsubscribed to Stillwater. It was just I don't like slow burns. I'll pick up the trades. Love you.
I forgot about Chip's Daredevil. That's another one that's on the top of the Marvel list.
Everybody wants that Daredevil. Oh yeah, I did
another
get
book
this
I read. Action comic. Oh, Lady Harley.
Oh,
Lady Harley. I read that.
I can't believe I opened it up to the best page of Terry.
There you go.
I like Terry. Action comics. I don't read any action comics. I don't like Superman. I'm not.
I like Superman a lot.
I'm not a fan of him. I'm sorry. I like Booster Gold.
As I was saying, I like Superman. I did not like Brian Michael Bendis' Superman too much. Not that there were bad issues, just I did not like the direction he took the character. But I feel like Philip K. Johnson actually is doing marvelous work with Superman, just in like the 4 issues he's done. Then we've got Robin.
Oh yeah,
this was actually a fun issue.
Okay, so my LCS messaged me, right? And they were like, I got Harley Quinn 2 for you. And I got Robin. Do you want Robin? I'm like, nah, you can throw it back. I don't want Robin, because I got to save money, where I can. So, I'm like, I don't want to read Robin, but he never put it back. So it was in my pile. And I consciously can't put it back myself. I'm not going to be able, I can't put back a Bat book. Once it's in my hands, it's as good as bought. So I ended up with it. I haven't read it yet.
It's a good issue.
I've looked at the art. It's awesome. Well, who's the writer? Is that Joshua Williamson?
John Williams. Yeah, Joshua Williams.
I love Joshua Williamson. His work that he did on the new Justice League Death Metal, that was my favorite part of Death Metal. Nightwing as this his outfit. He had a tribal warrior outfit. It was pretty awesome. It's like a bird, kind of.
Flashman.
And Starfire had the mohawk.
I'm not a huge Barry Allen Flash fan. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't like Barry Allen.
I'm not a huge Barry Allen Flash fan, but I don't either. But that his Flash run was actually pretty good. That
he's a good writer. You can tell, a good writer can make you love a character that you don't like. If Gail Simone wrote Superman, I'd probably love it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's actually going on right now with Black Widow. Because I don't like Black Widow, but I like Kelly Thompson and I like her series so far. So
that's good. I like Kelly Thompson. I really like what she did on Deadpool. Okay. So I get a lot of love and hate.
Farley.
Okay. Yeah. Well, duh.
And then
that Riley Rosmo art is amazing. Okay, I don't have that one.
I love that Riley.
Dude, yo, I don't even want the B covers. I saw you picking up both, but I don't even want the B covers. It's all about the A covers for that series. I want as much Riley Rosmo as I can get my hands on.
Oh, there's speaking of Black Widow, got the new right here.
That's pretty cool. I'd hate Black Widow, but yeah.
I'm gonna give this a shot. Like, this has been okay for me. Miles Morales Spider-Man. Like, there are some good issues here that are like really, really good, and there are some issues that just didn't do it for me.
I really like Miles.
This is about. I love Miles. It's a good series. It's just like, I don't know if I want to trade collect at this point or if I want to continue collecting them. So I'm kind of like debating that at the moment.
That's kind of my thing. If I'm not like super into it, like if it's not a Bat book, I'm okay with just trade collecting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Marvel's been putting out some good stuff.
Marvel's been hitting home runs lately.
Are you reading any of the Star Wars series?
No, I'm not.
I'm reading Star Wars: The High Republic. I'm about, I think it's on issue 4 or 5 right now, but yeah, it's pretty good. And I know I've said that, you know, I don't like Star Wars, and I know I've repeatedly said that on podcasts and this show and YouTube and Twitch. Just I've said that a lot, that I don't like Star Wars. But I picked up the High Republic and I was like, I really enjoy this. And it's the first piece of Star Wars content that like I've enjoyed in a very long time, and it makes me feel like all warm and fuzzy inside, and I like it. But Marvel's that's
what Star Wars should be doing.
Yeah, exactly. And I heard that Marvel has been putting out a lot of good Star Wars comics. And thing about me in comics, when I was little, I didn't read that many superhero comics that were coming out. You know what I mean? My superhero comics were from like the 80s and 90s and 70s, you know, like hand-me-down comics. My current comics that I read when I was, you know, coming up of age were the Star Wars comics. You remember the old Dark Horse runs?
Oh yeah, I have the
man,
from Dark Horse. That's awesome.
Oh man, that's what got me started with drawing. I used to draw like little stormtroopers, and like I used to have a sketchbook full of like stormtroopers, lightsabers, droids, all sorts of things like that. And I used to write Star Wars stories. What would probably be classified as fan fiction. But you know, Star Wars
now fan fiction.
Star Wars was my whole world for a really long time. Star Wars was just I taught roleplay classes on SWOTOR. I was part of a big roleplay guild, and I taught roleplay classes. And I was a lore teacher. I taught about Star Wars lore, you know, like the history, certain characters. I probably know about the Star Wars universe's history more than actual like Earth and our like history, like reality. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I gotcha.
I've read so much Star Wars, all the books, everything. And you're probably never going to hear me say this again. I keep this information pretty secret, because as soon as somebody finds out you like Star Wars or you're a big fan of Star Wars, I kind of feel like you get classified into like this group of people. You know what I mean? And I don't want to be part of that group of people. So I don't really, you know, I really don't show that side of my nerdom show. And I just don't really like Star Wars as much as I used to. I'm into new things. I'm into exploring and finding new things I like. Like as a kid, I never read Batman. Like I hated Batman. I thought Batman was stupid. I was like, this is a guy that dresses up like a bat. I don't want to read this. This is dumb. Screw him and his little Robins. You know what I mean? But as an adult, I was like, well, I'm looking to get into new things. You know, I'm looking at trying out new things. And about 2 or 3 years ago, I picked up at least one comic of every DC series, because I was like, okay, I'm going to try to just jump in the middle of arcs and just see what I like. You know what I mean? see what's going on. And I
Yeah.
came out of that as like a hardcore DC fan, and it's a complete new world to me. Not so much now because I've read a lot, you know. But yeah, I believe I mentioned that before. Sam Humphrey's Harley Quinn run really solidified me as a DC fan. That really touched me. Now I'm just all about DC.
DC is awesome.
Star Wars tabletop. I would be so interested in like playing some Star Wars Dungeons and Dragons type, role play game. That'd be awesome. Jose'd probably be into that too. I want to be a Twi'lek dancer.
Love to be into that. I mean, I've been looking for a D&D game for a while, so yeah.
I like how Star Wars things just come to mind.
But yeah, I love Star Wars. I still do. I still have yet to see The Return of Skywalker or Rise of Skywalker, the last movie that came out.
Return of the Rise of the Skywalker. Do you want to talk about it?
I still haven't seen it.
You should watch it, and then we'll talk about it. It's bad.
I probably will, because
I hate it. It's the worst movie ever, and I have personal vendetta against it because I went to see it with Ash, right? When it came out,
yeah.
And when we got back home, we had a huge fight over it. And
like it or
we had a huge fight over it, and then the next day, my cat Jonesy died, like the day after we saw it. Like the morning after Jonesy died. So that movie is like forever, like has bad vibes to it. You know what I mean? Bad associations with that movie. Plus, it's just a horrible movie. I hate it. It is one of the most horrible things I've ever seen, and it's an example of a franchise that was ruined by their bitchin' fans. You know, they actually listened to their bitchin' fans, and it was a bad idea. They shouldn't have listened to the fans. They should not have listened to the fans. The fans never make a good movie. Never.
Never. I kind of knew it wasn't going to be a good movie when they got J. Abrams back, because he's a good director, and he was perfect for The Force Awakens, because The Force Awakens' job was to get people excited again and have people and pull on those nostalgia strings.
Yes, and it did. It did its job really well, honestly.
J.J. Abrams, the one thing as a storyteller he's admitted time and again is to always ask questions but not answer them.
The mystery box. It's all about the mystery box.
Yeah, that's what it is. And when you have him doing the conclusion of a trilogy, there's Bangarang is right. Bangarang is right. There was no plot. There was no overarching plot for all three films.
There was no direction. There was no direction. There was absolutely no direction, and you can tell that there was no direction. They didn't know what they were doing with it. It feels more like a fan fiction, and believe me, I've read a lot of Star Wars fan fiction. A lot of Star Wars fan fiction, and 90% of it is trash.
Yeah.
So that's what we ended up with. I like Rogue One. Rogue One was an amazing movie. I don't know why we're talking about Star Wars now.
I actually liked Rogue One.
Do it.
I liked Rogue One a lot. I actually like Rogue One a lot.
Probably my favorite Star Wars.
And The Mandalorian, I haven't
seen
finished this Mandalorian series, but I've liked what I've seen so far. But once again, just I liked what I've seen, but I'm not interested in continuing it. If it makes sense.
I don't like the toxic association that Star Wars fans have with the franchise. I don't like that. So that's why you don't find me talking about it. But if we're going to talk about it, we're going to talk about it. I'd like to talk about it with Crystal. I'd like to have her on here to talk about Star Wars, because if we're going to do a Star Wars episode, we should really do a Star Wars episode. You know what I mean?
If we're going to do
we need people on here to discuss that. It can't just be me and you.
If we're going to do a Star Wars episode, we're going to need on here, and we're gonna do a commentary of one of the movies. I don't know how that would go with YouTube's privacy.
We could do like a mystery science theater type of,
Yeah, that's
I
what I was
don't even
thinking.
know.
Yeah, like that could be my first time watching Rise of Skywalker, if anything. Just
It's horrible. It's so bad. Like, I believe Nico has a movie club or a movie thing. I'm blanking right now. He has a like, they watch movies together. Movie share group. A shareware, if you will. A shareware because everybody's a Care Bear. You know what I mean? I haven't even swear. Do you have riff tracks of all the Star Wars movies? Nice. I like the riff tracks on the prequels. I would riff the prequel. We should be allowed to stream the prequels. Come on, everybody's seen them.
Prequels at this point, yeah. At this point, yeah.
Like we should. Prequel? I always wanted to have Eva on a show and introduce her to Star Wars by making her watch Attack of the Clones.
Wow. Put her into the fire.
Completely just ruined somebody's first experience with Star Wars so they never watch it again. I would love that. That would be funny. That would be real funny. This is nice. This is nice. I like having a show where I could just Last Saturday was your watch party. What? I was just shouting that out. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Oh, that's
yeah. So yeah, that's fun. This is I really wanted to touch base.
That's my Star Wars.
Even though we didn't talk about Invincible like the whole time, but that's fine. I just wanted to get my piece out. I just wanted to get my piece out about it. And
speaking of piece, I'm gonna just do a quick show of my ND picks. I don't know if you can see where all of them are.
Go for it. Nuclear family.
Black and white.
Nuclear family.
That's pretty good. Two Moons.
Stephanie Phillips. Yeah.
Civil War.
I like Civil War stuff. You know, I grew up in Gettysburg, right?
Yep. This is fantastic stuff. Shadecraft. I got interested in the first issue. I'm gonna try it out. Second issue, see how it goes. Same thing with Witchblood. This is like a horror western theme. I thought that was cool.
That. I like the green hair. Berserker.
Berserker. This is a Keanu Reeves book.
How did I know that was going to be?
The first issue was so bloody. It was so violent. I loved it. Here's the thing about crossover. I thought this was a mini.
No, it's ongoing now, isn't it?
Yeah, and I might drop it because like the whole story overall. I haven't read this issue yet, but the whole story overall, honestly, was a little disappointed for me. It was just, for me. I like Danny Cage. He's a cool writer, but I might drop that if it's gonna continue on because I don't want to invest money and time for something I just think is okay. Are you there?
Yeah. Sorry,
my computer has actually been freezing a lot lately. What the hell's computer? I'm like, oh shit.
You do that every now and then. You'll just be talking, but like you'll be like,
oh, God damn. Like that's my computer.
It's kind of a joy. I've been reading this. That's all I have been reading.
Yeah.
This is all I've been reading. I've just been
that's cool.
Deep rise and fall of the dinosaurs. And little cameo there. Peter's comic corner. Anyway, I think that's all I have for today, honestly.
Yeah, same here.
I didn't plan on going that long. I just wanted to talk to you about some stuff, hang out and chill. Just me and Jose, nobody else. This was we like to do shows with just us, every now and then, where we can just talk about. Yeah, it's a good palate cleanser, especially for us. Like we can just talk about, whatever we feel the need to talk about. Just catching up, because we don't really have a lot of time to do that when we're interviewing people. We don't really have time to like catch up with each other. Like, hey, Jose, how was your week? What did you eat for breakfast today? Dinner yesterday.
And then we have a lot of catching up this coming up. Next we have a lot of people coming on next month too. So
who's next week? Let me check my schedule here. Next week is the 7th. Do we have anybody on the 7th right now? We might not. I don't know, guys. I'm gonna book somebody for the 7th. We have Ann Comics for May 14th. And then we have Peter's Comic Corner for May 21st, which is going to be fun. Two very special guests on Twitter. So May is going to be a pretty good month. I'm glad April's over. April was a slog fest. It just did nothing but rain in Philly. Nothing but rain. It's like, go away, rain.
Awesome.
Come on.
The weather, it's been cold, hot, cold, rainy, and then hot again.
You don't know what it wants to do, does it?
Yeah, Chicago weather does not know what it wants to do.
Yeah, but, Chicago got screwed up last night on Invincible. I was praying. Yeah. I was praying for you, Jose. I was praying for you the entire time. I was praying for you. I was like, oh my God, he's gonna watch this, and this is his city.
Even though it looked nothing like Chicago, but like, yeah, it got fucked.
It looked like generic animated city number 2.
Yeah, they just threw like the Sears Tower and Hancock Building in the background. That was it.
Yo, Chicago's crazy.
Yeah,
I haven't been there.
And there's one thing, that show's a fantasy when there's a guy with an ice cream vendor in the street. I've never seen any ice cream vendors in the street in downtown Chicago. I would love to, but yeah. Oh, that's cool for Brooklyn.
We have food vendors. Yeah, we have a lot of food vendors.
We have
it's Friday.
Yeah, we have a couple vendors, but it's like either tamales or corn.
So. We have food vendors on like every goddamn corner, whether it's raining or it's sunny. It doesn't matter, honestly. The funny thing is though. And this is really funny. There used to be a vendor like right outside my house, and they would make some awesome food. You smell like grill food all day. It's just pretty awesome. But then the protests happened, and they got like bombed, or somebody bombed the ATM next to them, and they had to move. And I'm really sad now.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, there's like a barbershop next door, and the barbershop has an ATM outside, and people like to put dynamite on the ATM and blow it up.
Oh, that sucks.
So then every once in a while, boom, you're like, what? Oh, I'm moving soon. Don't worry.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think I'm going to end it here. We're just going to keep rambling. I want to go have a pretty nice Friday night, actually. I got some things I want to do. Might be going to a dance party.
Oh, there you go. Have fun.
a socially distanced dance party at the waterfront.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's like an outside DJ and stuff. So like it's safe. It's safe. I'm not crazy. I'm not going into a crowded area with a bunch of people. I'm just want to go dance with my friend. That's all.
There you go.
I don't know. I don't even know if I will go do that. I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna end the stream now. I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you for watching our palate cleanser.
All right. See you guys later.